Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of A Safe Space for Men. I'm your host as usual. Before we get started, please remember to rate, review, download, like, and subscribe to the podcast. I genuinely appreciate it. What is going on, everybody? How the hell are you? Um, Obviously it's been a while since I've been on here. Um, life has been busy. I kind of feel like 2025 just like when the ball dropped, like everything dropped, like everything just went to complete shit. Everything got chaotic. Um, Start having like deaths in the family. Just a lot of weird stuff was going on in the world. And it just seemed like my schedule the entire year is just kind of just not kind of has been all the way off. My time management has been shitty. I haven't been. I'm just now really getting all the way back into my usual gym routine. Like I was still going, but I wasn't hitting my 5 days at all. I wasn't even coming close. Some days I was doing 2 days. I was getting lucky if I had three. Like I was kind of all over the place. It just seemed like I always had something to do that was preventing me from getting back to my routine. So I'm slowly but surely in the process of getting back in my routine because I had a day every week where I could sit down and work on the pod and record and do edits and uh just that where I can just like get stuff out there and have stuff in the queue so it'll just go. Like there was a point in time last year where I would have like 4 episodes already done and it would just be sitting on my computer, just be in the queue, ready to go. Like I would have it pre-posted and everything and it would just drop every Tuesday. And I need to get back to that because it was such a comfortable feeling to be able to just not have to. Not that I mean you can record either way, but I like to stay ahead. And like I said, I'm slowly but surely I'm getting back in my routine. Life has been bananas. It's so much so like even though I haven't been recording, I've been utilizing the notes in my phone. So in my notes, I got like probably like I went into it today. I had like 50 or 60 things in it that I wanted to talk about. Obviously, I'm not getting all that stuff today. I'm only getting to like 3 or 4 things. But cause I'm getting old. I don't have the greatest memory. So like I'll see something and I'm like, damn, like that's something really good to talk about. So I'll just put it in my notes that way I got it for like a later day. As long as it's still relevant, to the time, whatever. Cause if it's like, I don't know, something with a celebrity or something like that, I'm probably not gonna cover it because by the time I get to it, it'll be all, it won't be relevant. Um, Also, I felt like I was dealing with a little bit of like functional depression, where like I was still doing everything I'm supposed to do as far as like the basic shit or like the important stuff. Get up, take care of the kids, take care of the house, go to work, stuff like that. But I kind of wasn't. Um, I don't know the word I'm looking for. I wasn't like, locked in. It was just kind of like you were just going with the flow of everything, just kind of stuck in a funk. And um, I don't know, man. I think the weather got a lot to do with that. It was cold as shit all in January, most of February. We were like in the teens, and it's just whenever it's cold, I'm pretty sure nobody really wants to do anything. Nobody wants to be outside in that cold ass weather. And then they teased us the other day. We had like 65-degree day, and then it dropped down the next morning to like 21. It's so depressing, and it's cold now. So we got daylight saving time coming up this week. I can't wait for some sunlight and some 70-degree days. I want to have some shorts on, my legs be out. Like I'm over. I'm ready to go on the beach because I can't. I don't know. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to live in a cold city. Honestly, I really don't. I don't think I could do it much longer. In fact, yeah, I'm hoping and praying. Like that's any honestly, everywhere that I've been looking to move has been a warm weather state. So I'm trying to speak it into existence and pray on it and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's been a lot that happened since the last time I recorded. So we had in my family we had 2 deaths. We had obviously the California wildfires, which was wild. So I had I was looking over it, and it was like giving these guys like $700 checks, like people that lost their homes, and it just goes to show like how, one, how shitty the government is, and two, State Farm, they shitty as well. Uh, Hopefully they never end up being a sponsor, but yeah, they was like canceling the fucking home insurance weeks out before the wildfires took place, and it's just, I don't know, man. Like that shit ain't no coincidence, man. And I ain't conspiracy dude or nothing like that, but it's kind of ironic that y'all just cancel everybody's home insurance, and then like most of the people out there lose their homes, and like that's really depressing, man. It's really sad. Like I don't care if you're a celebrity or a regular person, like you lost the place that you called home. That's where you laid your head every night. That's where you built your family, and that's where you were at. And to not having where to come home to, whether you got the money to get a new house or not, like that, there are probably things in there of that have sentimental value that are important to you that you'll never have and be able to see again. And it's just crazy, man. It really is. Like there's so much going on. As far as what else happened, oh, the Eagles won the Super Bowl, baby. So we are Super Bowl champs. If you're not an Eagles fan, kick rocks. I really wish I was recording when they was like in like the playoffs. It was such a great run. Like it, if you didn't make it to the parade, you missed a time. I actually made it down to the parade. I went solo. Jordan went with the sitter, and I had a time, man. Like it's the one in 18 was good, but this one was like it was so much better because I felt like 18, even though it was the first, like it was the first one. So like we really didn't know what to do, but like this one, I think everybody was prepared. I know I had me something to drink. Like it was a time. It was cold, but I don't know. You just not guard, but bundle up, and I had my hand warmers and stuff, and it was a time. I was down there most of the day. I got down there later than what I wanted to. I got down like 10 o'clock, and I think I hung out till like 4:30, 5 o'clock. But it was an incredible day. It was a great celebration, and I'm just looking forward to more. Um, and yeah, it was a really really good time. We had the inauguration. We got deportations going on. Uh, People are losing their minds. Like it's a lot going on. Before I get into the stuff, also I want to address, I guess, the elephant in the room, or I guess housekeeping. So, uh, obviously, I mean, if you don't know, I'm no longer on the Big Exclusive Network. I just had a couple people reach out to me, even while I wasn't recording. People actually inquired, like, "Hey, are you?" And it's like, "No, I'm not." Um, uh, and I guess, without getting into specifics of it, I mean, I made a choice I felt was like best for me, my show. Because at the end of the day, this is my show. This is my idea. This is my creation. Like this belongs to me, nobody else. And if I'm being honest, I mean, I like to be transparent here. I actually knew I wasn't going back to the network. Probably, I believe, like, not believe it was, because I had this conversation with, actually, I had this conversation with Ant. It was midway through my last episode of last season, so that was like I think around the episode with the Olympics. So that was my last episode of the year, and I knew midway through, halfway through the show, um, because something took place, and I was just like, yeah, I can't, I'm not doing this anymore. And I don't mean that in a negative. It's not like there's no beef, no malice, and nothing like that. But again, I like to do things, and I'm very particular about how I do things. And yeah, I just knew then I was like, yeah, I'm not going back. And then even with that, I actually have reached out to them. I believe when I started to was getting ready to start to record again for season two. Um, and then we just basically it was like a we just chose to go in a different direction. Um, and to be frank, yeah, like I said, this is my show. This is my idea. I do all the work. There's it was more so it was still Safe Space for Men was my show even under their umbrella. They were doing some syndication, I guess, with the video, but uh, the work. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, like this has always been like my work. This has been me doing everything. So I wish them the best. They're good people. My buddy Ant, he's still on the network. I pop in and out on his show every now and again. And I'm a frequent watcher of his show. Because that's my brother, that's my guy. But But yeah, and it was crazy because like ironically, folks are reaching out to me after the fact. So like they were reaching out and they were asking about it, and then like when I told them I wasn't, they was like, and again, it's not like I don't want it to sound like a shady type thing, but there were some people that they didn't like my version of the show, like under that umbrella. And I guess it was more about like the live shows, which I mean, frankly, I prefer to pre-record and then drop my episodes. Um, I feel like I feel like they're better that way. I feel like live shows are like you're kind of like relying on people to be available at the time that you're dropping. You know what I mean? And obviously they can go back and watch, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? It's a good concept, but that concept just doesn't work for me. Um, and yeah, so I want to get off that topic. But yeah, congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles, boost the asses, beat the dog shit out the Kansas City Chiefs. Uh, One quick thing, the Super Bowl show. So I thought the Super Bowl show was trash. I really did. Uh, I mean, I'm not really the biggest Kendrick Lamar fan, but I felt only thing that really pissed me off about that was Serena coming out and crip walking. And reason why I didn't like that because one, I believe Drake is like her ex, so like that's weird. Like, and then you're married, you got a husband, but you out here like kind of taking shots at your ex, being petty. On top of that, your sister got murdered by a crip, from my understanding, but you out here crip walking. It made absolutely no sense to me. Um, and these people that like are like, oh, you didn't get the meaning of this message he was trying to get. I don't got time for that. We ain't got time for no cryptic anything. Um, outside of that, yeah, outside of that, Super Bowl was great. As far as for the funeral, so I do want to say this real fast before I get into like the funeral. So I feel like as a family, when someone dies and like we're all like we're related, we're cousins or we're aunts and uncles, whatever, we're all related. I feel like when someone in our family experience like a death of a loved one, no matter whatever, whether it's their mother, their father, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, whatever, child, I feel like the family should come together and be there to be supportive. Um, and I feel like the best way you can support is to show up to the service. And that's more so about like how I was raised. Like my grandmother, I remember every time somebody would die, like it would up this Sunday we got to go, or this Wednesday you're not going to school. We're going to like that was just the thing. That was just what it was. So that's how I was brought up. And I mean I'm not saying that's like a right or wrong way, but I do get a little bothered when I see people, loved ones, friends, or anything like that, and like people are not showing up to like support. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to word it so that no one gets offended because I don't want anyone to feel like it's an attack on them or anything like that. But I think it's really important to like when someone dies to show up and be, like you know what I mean? I think the best like if God forbid when my mom or my dad does pass, or if I had a wife and she died, like to look up and see my family there supporting me would mean the world to me. You know what I mean? In this hard, difficult time. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, there's nothing they could do to change like the pain, but I think to look up and see your loved ones, the people that are close to you, and your blood that are important to you, here to to metaphorically like hold your hand through this tough time. You know what I'm saying? And it just I don't know. It just bugs me when I go to services and I see like people not showing up and stuff like that. I think, and I get like everyone has a life and you have things that are going on. But nowadays funerals are typically planned out like 3 weeks in advance. Typically, like, I don't know. It's like a post-COVID thing where funerals are really like. Normally, remember how people used to die? Like the funeral would be like in 7 days. Like now, like someone passes and the funeral is like in 28 days. So, and again, I get people have things going on. They probably have plans or whatever is going on, or or maybe like also, I mean, I know people that don't like to attend funerals, and I get that. Like I don't when I go to funerals, I don't like to view the body. I go right in and just sit down. I like to remember people how I remember them. Like you know what I mean. So like I can totally get what I'm saying. But again, I just feel like as a family and for the people that you love, whether it's your friends stuff, I think people should show up better for one another. Um, so my cousin, she had to bury her husband, which was like really sudden, really sad. And then my sister, my best friend, she had to bury her mom, and I don't know. It's like funerals put me in like such a weird place, And shout out to them, like they are some incredibly strong women. They put those services together on their own. Like they pretty much handled, all of it, and like they're the face. You know what I'm saying? So again, they are just strong, incredible women, strong, incredible black women, and you know, it's funerals. They put me in a really weird place. Like when I go to them, and I remember I was sitting there. So I was at Dietrich's mom's funeral, and I was just sitting there, and I was just like it just kind of hit me like, damn, like I'm gonna have to do this for my mom and my dad, like, and um, I don't know, I just found myself like, I mean, I was already sad for her, but I'm like even more sad and more choked in it because I'm like, it's just you start to put things in perspective and about how quick life comes and goes. You know what I'm saying? Because it was life is quick, and like we don't have a lot of time um with each other. And it was weird because I like 2 days before that we were texting and we were supposed to like get together to do I think it was like restaurant week or something, or we was just gonna go like we was gonna go out to get something to eat. Like that's what it was. We was playing. So when I saw her name pop on my phone, I was like, oh shit, she must have found a restaurant. Bet. And I had opened it and she was like, hey, just like my mom died. Da, da, da. And I was just like, damn. Like I was, you know what I mean? Like, and it's nothing you can really say. Like it's just like all I want to do is let her know, like, hey, I love you. I'm here for you. Give her a big hug. But there's nothing you can do for people but to tell them you love them and to give them a hug. Like there's nothing else you can do. So it was, I don't know. It's just they when I'm them things they put funerals, they just put me in a weird place. And I remember seeing like this quote from Lauren London where she was like, "There's like you don't understand. Like there's nothing like uh sitting front row at a funeral." And like because I was looking at her that day, and I was like, damn, like you know what I mean? Like you're there, so like your front line. Every time somebody walks past the casket, they're coming to you. They're coming to your children. You know what I'm saying? And like that's all part of it. But that is a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like that is a lot, especially if it's like a big funeral and you got like 300-400 people there. Half of these people there, everyone, you know what I mean? Because everyone wants to hug on you. Everyone wants to tell you they love you and stuff like that. But I can only imagine that shit gets exhausting. Um, and not even like in a bad, like it's just like, yo, this is a lot. And yeah, I don't know. I'm an overthinker. So, and again, both of my parents are up there in age. I mean, as you guys know, my dad is relatively, he's I guess he's bedridden for the rest of his life. I don't want to say ill, but you know, um, and my mom should be 70 this year. Lord willing, in a couple months she's gonna be 70. We actually got to do something for her, but yeah, she'll be 70 this year. So, and just putting things in perspective, it's just like I'm nowhere ready to be planning a funeral or to be attending a funeral for my parents or like it's just like I don't know, like it's not, it's crazy, man. Um, but yeah, then my brother, my best friend Lewis, him and his wife, they had to bury her dad. I remember that was all around like the same time, and it just seems like 2025 came in and then like it was all these deaths. I had friends at work that are like losing parents. Like it just there's been like a zillion deaths, man. And I don't know what, like I said, I don't know what's going on, what's in the Kool Aid, what's in the water, but there's so much death and like catastrophe and just weird shit going on that I just can't explain. Like there's fucking drones flying over from Russia. Like there's just like a whole bunch of stuff going on. And yeah, it's a lot. So I don't know. My message is kind of just like, just it's really important to kind of just cherish the time you have with your loved ones, man. Just really try to lock in with your loved ones, your people, your children, and I don't know, just make it, just text them. Make that phone call, text that cousin, text that sister you ain't talked to in a long time. Try to rectify as many situations as you can that are rectifiable. That doesn't mean be a fool, but because you can be like, you could be here today and then gone tomorrow. And I say it all the time. Life is quick, man. It really is. And it's crazy because so 2 weeks before my cousin's husband passed, me and her dad was hanging out, and because I helped him like move some stuff in the storage, and it was really decent. Like I actually enjoyed it. Like we was moving stuff, but I hadn't really got to hang out by myself with my uncle in like years. So I mean, for me, it was just like I'm hanging out with my uncle. We talking shit. We talking about life. We talking about my kids, his wife. Like we just talking, and I thought it was so fucking cool. To just I mean, just getting to hang out with him all day. And it was weird because I remember he had said something to me about her husband being sick, but it didn't sound as serious. Like I thought it was just like, oh, you know what I mean? Like he's in the hospital, like he's gonna come home. That's kind of how I took it. And then like the next thing I know it was like, you know what I mean? And it's crazy because I remember my laptop's about to act stupid right now because it's I hate so anyone with a MacBook, like it's the weirdest thing because when I'm talking, it picks my voice up and then it'll start like typing stuff on my screen. Like this thing has a mind of its own. But but yeah, I was with my uncle. I helped him put some stuff in storage. And it was more about like we just again just getting to hang out. And I remember like and he was trying to pay me. And I was like, you ain't gotta pay me. Like I one, that's not how I get my blessings. Two, like hanging out with you is kind of like the pay. Like it's we got to hang out. You know what I mean? Normally, like yeah, you like when I have stuff at the house, he comes over and I go to his house. But like I haven't really just got to hang out. You know, again, spending time with my uncle. You know what I'm saying? I could do that with any of my uncles. Like I don't. And as y'all know, like over the last couple years, I've become like really more and more about my family and just trying to like be in contact with people and staying in touch. We ain't gotta talk every day, but just touching base, staying in touch. Again, just text people. I go through periods where like I'll be in the gym and I'll text two cousins, and then by the time they respond, I'm getting out the gym, and then I'll text two more because it'll trigger me once I get a response. I'm like, okay, let me go to the next ones and just try to reach out to everybody because we don't see each other all the time. We don't talk all the time. Because we all got families and kids and responsibilities and all that. But I really had got to the point. I told you I got to the point where I got tired of just seeing people at funerals. It got really fucking boring. It was corny. Um, and yeah, that's not really what I want to do. So last time we had talked, I was having issues with Jordan School. So I just to let you know, thankfully I've actually moved her into a new school. She started there today. Um, but so where can I start? So you guys know that the little kid he bit her. Even though she had a coat on, I had like a list of complaints that I sent in. Sweater went missing. She came home twice with cuts on her arms. What was the other thing? The first day of school, left in the bathroom by herself. And like after I did all that, and I met the CEO. That was a waste of my time, and it just seemed like gradually things started to slowly like escalate. And every time I would bring something to their attention, because things were still happening, or things would happen, not a lot, but like maybe there's like two other things that happened, maybe three. Um, and I'll get to the one thing that was like the icing on the cake. They would come back, they would get defensive. That's always been my problem. They would just get defensive and try to make it seem like there was something that Jordan could do better. And they'll be like, she's fucking five. What is it that a 5 year old can do better? So originally I was gonna wait until like the school. I really wanted her to be an accepted. But honestly, enough was enough. And like Jordan gradually over the lab, I say the last 2 weeks that she was there, she started to complain about the teachers, she started complaining about the school, and she started complaining about the work. Now, I will say they were sending home like 20 to 25 pages of homework for the week. And while I appreciate the curriculum being like advanced, and that's good for her to learn this and that, but I felt like it became too much work for a 5 year old for one. And then there were times where Jordan would be like, "We didn't work on this," you know what I'm saying? And then I remember during the second market period, they sent home all her work from the second market period, and then like I'm looking through it, and like she's got hundreds and 95s and stuff on it, and I'm looking, but there was a couple times where I saw stuff that had 100, and she had shit on it that was wrong. So I'm like, well, you guys are checking for completion, but not to see if they know the work, because they can just scribble anything and then they get 100%, and it's just I don't know. I thought that was stupid. I don't care if they are kindergarten. I think you have to, because you got to be correcting. You're preparing them for the next grade, so that means next year they're gonna think all they got to do is complete the work and not have it right. You know what I'm saying? Then that's gonna be a struggle for that teacher, them kids, and yeah, Jordan began. She actually began to complain about the teacher, slowly but surely. There was a time where like Jordan had fell asleep in class, and Jordan said the teacher yelled at her. I didn't get a chance to address that because Jordan, when that happened, it actually happened on the last day, the day that I pulled her out. So Jordan told me about it when she got home. Uh, the other thing that happened that was kind of like it was like, yeah, I'm over it. Was Jordan came home on the day before Valentine's Day on the 13th of February, and she's like, Dad, what's the little boy? His name was Calais or something like that. He told me I'm his girlfriend. He was gonna kiss me, but as she's telling me that she's in the car, she's like frantic. She's like shaking, like she's 5, so like she's very uncomfortable. And again, I will say that the little boy, he didn't, he was just repeating something that he heard from an adult. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. However, they were on a 4-day weekend, so I reached out to the teacher and I'm like, "Hey, Jordan told me this. He said this and that. Da, 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 da. I'm not. I don't even have to explain to you why that's not okay. And I wasn't even looking to get him in trouble. It's like, hey, this happened. You know what I mean? Because like things are always happening and nobody knows what the fuck happened. She messages me back. It was a 4-day weekend. He doesn't remember saying it. Basically like being like defending him, being defend like, and it was just like, bro, you think I'm gonna make this up? And then tells me like, can you teach Jordan to, um, what did she say? Teach Jordan. Oh, can you teach Jordan to get in the habit of let me know when things happen? And it's just like, motherfucker, do you like when something like that happens? She's 5. All she knows is some boy is saying he's gonna kiss it. Like she doesn't even. We don't. I don't talk like that in front of my child. So she doesn't even understand what that means. But she's extremely uncomfortable. So boom, I just ignore it. I ain't even respond to it because she was getting ready to be a bunch of hoes, sluts, but like I was getting ready to snap because I don't like when what they were doing when they get, you know, it's we're not again. It's not like I didn't ask for the boy to get in trouble. I didn't say anything. I just said, hey, this happened, letting you know that it happened. So that basically, so that she's aware. If you want to talk to him, you can. I wasn't asking for none of that, but for you to come back and to pretty much get defend, like it was like you was defending. That's how I felt. I mean, I could be wrong, but that was how I felt. And then later in the day, she calls me. I'm at work. It's like 3:30. She calls me, and which is weird because Jordan's at the after school program. So she's calling me at 3:30. She's like, "Oh, I just talked to your daughter, and she told me she go with the boy." And I was like, "My daughter didn't say that." She's like, "I'm telling you what she said." I was like, "Yo, get off my line." And I hung the phone up because at that point I felt like he was playing in my face. Now I'm in a different space where like now I feel like I got to come up there because I feel like you playing with me. Um, and I do that. And I was like, yeah, like she's coming out of this because that was on a Tuesday. They went back to school. I took her out that week. That Wednesday when I was off from work, I went to the new school, gave them all the paperwork. They got back to me like that Friday. They got back to me. No, I'm lying. They got back to me Thursday. No, I'm lying. They got back to me Friday, and they said they called me that morning. I had to bring one more piece of paperwork. I think I had to bring like I had to go up there and take a picture or something. So they know, I'm her dad. Once they did all that, I was like, all right, bet she good. They like good to go. It was like 12:30. I drove from there to Jordan School, early dismissal, get my daughter out of here. Pulled her out. They're like, oh, she's taking a test. I said, it don't fucking matter. This is her last day. Go get my daughter. Then they come down like, well, you gotta sign this and sign that to let us know. I ain't gotta do shit. Um, but I took the paper. I did fill the paper. It was they wanted to know why I was taking her out, and I wrote in there, tired of the nonsense. Because I really was. I was tired of the nonsense. I felt like I had exhausted every avenue to be peaceful and to try and for us to come together to parent my child. And because ultimately that's what it is. She's with you guys during the day and she's with me the other 16 hours. But like every time there's an issue, you guys want to defend, deflect, and make it seem like it's us. So um yeah, I feel like I definitely looking back on it, it definitely was a huge mistake to put her in there. Um I thought I was doing right. Again, you want to put your kids in charter schools, you know what I mean? Like that's really I like the idea is to put them in charter schools because they're supposed to be better. And that one just wasn't. It was a shitty place. It's a laboratory charter school. Don't send your fucking kids there. They're shitty people. They don't watch your kids. They do not care. The CEO is a piece of shit. The principal is a piece of shit. Most of the staff are pieces of shit. And yeah, just don't send your kids there. Especially if you want them to be safe. Another thing Jordan was complaining about, she was saying like she would come home and she'd be like, "Dad, we got extra homework because the kids wouldn't listen." And I have a problem with that. I have a problem. It ain't even so much about the age, any age, any grade where so everyone is in trouble because you got four kids that you can't control. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make any sense. Even if it's 15 out to 30, then you need to punish those 15. Like, but if you have other, that's how good students stop being good students because if I'm gonna just get in trouble, I might as well do what everybody else doing. And Jordan would be so mad. She's like, I got all this homework and I didn't even like. She asked me to sit down. I said like I did what I was supposed to do, and and the final strike, I said that one of the other final things was her yelling at Jordan. Because who are you yelling at? This is not your child. What is wrong with you? Um, and there's other line of things that I'm not gonna get into right now. It's more if it's more yeah. If you know, you know. It's one of those type things. Um, but I will say myself, I have to be accountable as well. But I also just believe that like a, if you're an adult, you got to be an adult about certain shit. And the other thing they wouldn't give me her so they wouldn't give me her report card. They wouldn't give me her headphones. It took them a week to give me her headphones. So the day that I went to take her out, I go there and I'm like, hey, I'm taking her out. This is her last day. Da, 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 da. And please send all her belongings down. Send anything that's here that belongs to her, clothing, whatever she has, send it down. So obviously, of course, I leave. I didn't check the book bag. We get home, and then I'm going over the supply list for the new school, and I see headphones. So I open her book bags, no headphones in there. So I reach out to the teacher, and I text the teacher like, hey, her headphones. You guys didn't send them. Can you put them to the side? I'll pick them up on Friday. Da, 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 da. I'm overly nice. Completely ignores the text message. Okay, bitch, no problem. Now I'm emailing people. Hey, I reached out to the teacher. And she ignored it. I need them headphones because she needs them at her new school. Um, and I hope that you guys aren't the type of people that like to keep people's stuff. You know what I mean? It's just like every step of the way they want to be petty. And like there's so much stuff that I could do to get people in trouble and do other things. I'm really not that type of person. It's not that deep for me. It's like I just wanted my kid out of there and that was that. The report card, so oh my god, how transparent I want to be today. The report card, she wouldn't give me the report card. She reached out to me and was like, "Hey, the report card conference is like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I had to work all 3 days. The report card conferences were from 12 to 3. I go to work at 12. I'm like, hey, I gotta work those days. Do you guys have any other days available?" And she responded immediately, "No, we don't. Sorry." All right, cool. I wasn't worrying about it because my daughter's a good student. She came home with 8 awards. And I know it's only kindergarten, but if she was doing bad, you would have been like, "Hey, we need to talk because you know what I mean." She's struggling with these things. Um, so when I had the day I had messaged about the little boy saying he was gonna kiss Jordan, that was I think that's like the 18th now. In that message, I also messaged, "Hey, thanks for sending her work home from the marking period. Also, can you send her report card home, a copy of it, or email it, or let me know how she's doing?" She responded, "I can't send the report card home until you have a conference with me." And in my mind, I'm like, "Bitch, I just asked you if you had 2 weeks ago. I said, do you have any other times available?" And you were like, "No, sorry." Like, so to me, it was kind of like, okay, like you only can meet with me those 3 days. That's how I took it. All right, cool, no problem. Like for me, no problem. So I felt like again, it was like an opportunity or a way of her or them being petty. Like, okay, like we're gonna make this as hard for him as possible, and it's just like y'all, y'all don't know, y'all don't understand who y'all dealing with. Like I can be the king of petty if I want to. Um, but yeah, that was one of the things, and it just again like ultimately it just became more about like I said, getting her out of there, um, like just finding some level of peace for my child. The new school actually feels like a school. It's just yes, and again there were some other things that happened. I won't get into. We'll get into that in another episode. Um, but yeah, there was just a lot of things that just a lot of underlying things that took place as well. But had nothing to do with my child. So again, you just have to be an adult about things. Um, if you catch my drift. One of the other things I want to talk about today, um, people that are still angry about this election shit. People specifically with me. People that are like, have completely fallen out with me over this election, like as if I was part of the fucking election. Uh, I'm sick of this narrative, and it's not even the people that's like on social media that I don't know. The people that I know. I'm sick of people that I know or that have known now because I guess we're not cool no more. Um, with this idea that because you did not vote or you didn't want Kamala in the White House or you didn't want her to be your president, that you don't love, like, or respect black women. I think it's idiotic and ignorant to say something like that. It's fucking stupid. Because and specifically, I mean, the person I'm talking to, they know who they are. Um, you want to make it seem like I don't care for black. I was raised by black women. I'm raising black women. I'm surrounded by black women. But how dare you say I don't care or love black women or women of color when you cheat on your wife who is of color? Um, how can you accuse me of anything like that? When you don't respect your black mother? How can you? So what does that mean? Does it mean you hate your wife? You hate your mom? You don't respect them? You don't give a fuck about them? No, you just out here being a nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I think you gotta be really careful when you're like saying certain things and accusing people of things because I mean to me I would think cheating on the mother of your kids is worse than me not voting for Kamala. Kamala never gonna know I ain't vote for her. You know what I'm saying? But if your kids find out, they're gonna look at you a little differently. So I mean it's kind of like don't throw stones when you live in a glass house. And um in the words of my man Jalen, let's keep the main thing the main thing. And yeah, it's just it people kill me, man, and it's just like I guess small misunderstandings really reveal how people feel about you. And I mean, these are some of these people are people that I were like near and dear. They're brothers. I consider brothers and sisters like very close people. And people just get weird. I get people get really passionate when it comes to politics and things that they believe in, but it's no different if I like the Eagles and you like the New York Giants. Like that should not cause us to not be friends. Like I'm rooting for that team. Like, and that's all it is. Um, and I just think people again, people are so fucking ignorant. And some of them just stupid. Uh, and honestly, I ain't gonna hold you. One of them in particular, to be fully transparent. Um, I'm glad we don't speak no more, nigga. I really am. Uh, I had to look at it and I was like, damn, like you don't show up for me. Not the way I show up for you. You don't show up for my kids at all, ever. You ain't never been to a birthday party or event that I had for my children. Nothing. And I got enough kids to where you could have showed up to one, and I don't, and best believe I done invited you. Um, so it became I looked at what kind of value is bringing in my life? Nothing. Eat a dick. Because I definitely show up for you, and especially you call, I'm always there. No, so it's keep it moving. But also I hope people understand like it's your right to vote for whoever the fuck you want to vote for. Um, like and also this also being fully transparent. I'm tired of like friendships ending. I really am, but I'm equally as tired of people playing with me, man. I'm equally as tired. Um, I'm equally thankful that people show me their true colors too, because it's crazy, man. Like I feel like at this age, like when people are like doing petty things on social media and um indirectly saying things, and I really hate, and I also hate when like regular people be posting like drug dealer quotes and shit in their pictures. Like you go to work every day. Like you ain't that. Like that's be who you are. It's totally cool to be a working person. I love being a working man. Like you ain't gotta pretend to be something that you're not. Um, and then also if me being me makes you uncomfortable, then yeah, you gotta go. I think like I just think people it's it's amazing like how again like the smallest things can really just you like you come out of it and you able to it just reveals them and you like damn I didn't know you was that type of person but I'm glad I found out. um I also tell people like you make the choice to go against me, man, you gotta stay over there. You can't double back. Excuse me, you can't spin the block at all. um I had in my notes. I was gonna talk about this. These I ain't gonna get too far into it. So, the government shutdowns or freezes has been going on. Because I'm really trying to stay as far away from politics as possible. But I will. The one thing I will say about it is I'm okay with it, and when I say I'm okay with it, I'm only okay with. And before I say that, I fully understand like some of these programs, people do need them, but I also fully understand there are people on these programs that don't need them and don't deserve them, and shouldn't have them. So I understand the idea behind freezing the programs, and then we're investigating one by one and figuring out like where's the money really going. You know what I mean? Like investigate that, because I do believe like we and just like any other government, I believe we have a lot of corruption and there's a lot of shit going on that they don't want us to know about. And the only way to stop it is to investigate it. And I'm totally okay with them, yeah, finding money, bringing it back to us, lowering our taxes. Um, because again, these are things that we're paying for. These are coming out. This is FICA and federal. All this shit is coming out of our checks. So yeah, I would find out where the fuck my money's going. Um, and that's really as far as I'm gonna get into that because I had a bunch of stats. I got a bunch of stuff on here about like finding out where they were sending money to and stuff like that. But I'm not really gonna get into that today. I'll probably say that for another day. I will say this though, when like people are so upset because like people are losing their jobs and this and that, and I get it. It's definitely a sad thing. I don't want to see no. I really there's nothing positive that comes with someone losing their job. However, there are people that have been home since 2019, and I'll say first year, first 2 years are all right because they didn't know. Like we were trying to figure out like what's the best way to resume regular life, and I get that. But there are people. I personally know people that went remote, working remote, and then like they completely relocated and didn't let their job know. And a lot of these jobs, you have to work in DC or you have to work like in Phil. Like when people were in an uproar a couple months ago when the mayor got in office, and I think she set the deadline. I think it was for January this year, where they had if you were remote, you had to be back in the office, and if not, you were going to lose your job. And not a lot of people say anything about that then, but then it's when they turn around and a different administration is doing it. Um, it's like, oh my God, how dare you? And it's like, no, like if I gotta get up and go to work every day, so should you. Why should you be able to stay at home? And I get it, like it's there are jobs that if there are jobs where you can work remote, that's differently. But if your job actually requires you to come in the office, like that's part of the job, then you know what I mean? And a lot of these people they don't want to they have a problem with coming into the office because they don't move 3 states away. They thought it was gonna be like that forever. I don't see how. You're an idiot if you thought that. But but yeah, and honestly, Bill Clinton, Al Gore, their administration, they did something similar where they were cutting jobs, and I mean like they didn't cut like 10,000 jobs. They cut. I don't have the exact stats, but I believe it was like over 100,000 jobs that they cut during his administration. This is what 25 years ago, almost 30 years ago. But I'll have the stats for you on the next episode. But I actually didn't write the stats down, but he did do it. And it's just like deportations. It's like Obama. He deported the most people ever, and like nobody even like blinks it. Nobody says anything. Everybody's just like Trump's a racist because he's deporting people. He's doing the same thing that Obama did. He's just loud about it. Obama did it quietly. You know what I mean? And I just a lot of I just feel like people want to be angry. They want to like because the person that you want to win is not there. So it's like now I just got to go against everything that he does. Something else I'm sick of. I'm sick of like everyone blaming everything on Trump. People are like, oh my God, my election's about to get cut off. Fuck Trump. Like no, motherfucker, pay your bill. Like the electric is yeah. You got to shut off notice before January. Like it's just people are it's just like everything is like blaming. Oh my God, gas is high. It's his fault. Like what? It's cold. It's Trump's fault. Like people like the ignorance of people is really burning me out. Um, it really is, man. Like I can't deal with it. I also feel like Joe Biden was the worst president in American history. I really do, and I might be exaggerating, but I really do. And I feel like as much as I see people, um, and I'm all for holding people accountable. Like there's people that's mad at Snoop and I think Nelly because they performed at the inauguration. And again, it comes down to you can vote and support whoever you want to, but nobody even sneezed at the fact that Oprah, I think she got like $2.5 million from Kamala, or it was a payment to her production company. So that's still her. A billionaire got a $2.5 million payment sent to them for her to come speak for her, and it's just I feel like I feel like the Democrats played in everybody's face, and like y'all had Megan up there twerking, you Cardi B, like P- Oprah telling people if you don't vote for Kamala, you'll probably never be able to vote again. Like it was the most outlandish statement like I had heard probably like in like the last 10 years. It made no sense. Like I'm not gonna be able to vote again if she doesn't win. Like doesn't make any sense. And yeah, it's just I don't. There's so much stuff. I'm gonna get the hell away from politics. And the only thing I'll say about the deportations and illegals, it's just like coming into the country illegally is a crime. There is a way to go about it legally. You go to the embassy and you apply for asylum. Like you go like there's a legal way to go about it, and I just don't think that people should jump the line in front of people like the people that have done it the right way. You know what I mean? Like, because again, you and we can't just go over to France and be like, I'm a citizen now. I go here. They're gonna be like, sir, your visa expires in 7 days. We're gonna have you on the first thing smoking back to the states. Whatever you decide to do after that is between you and God. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. Um, Also, I'm kind of like so. I feel like I'm kind of like done with not. I don't want to say done with dating, but I'm gonna take like just a step back because I feel like um I feel like people are crazy, man. I feel like people are, and this ties. Oh, damn it, yeah, this ties into something I didn't speak about earlier. But I feel like it seems like people I'm not putting dick in act just as crazy as the ones that I have. Like it, if that makes sense, or worse, like uh people really are nuts, man. And I what wow, dating has been I mean, like obviously it's providing perspective for me and like educating myself on, different what I like, what I don't like. But I've just come to the realization like you really need to add value to my life and to my space. And I don't mean like be able to make the best macaroni. I Because I can do that. I mean like you really have to quote unquote bring something to the table. And I hate to use that term, but I'm you need to have your own money as well. I'm tired. Yeah, I gotta be more specific when I'm talking to God and about the things that I want. Um, Shout out to Shay because she was telling me to do that. My friend Shay, she's like, you got to do your affirmations and you got to write down everything, and I did do that. But I got to be way more specific because baby, I'm sick and tired of women that are looking for a man to take care of them and they can't take care of themselves. People have unrealistic expectations. I was talking to somebody recently. They're about 3 or 4 years older than me, and she told me she's like, "Yeah, after a year, me and you dating, if there better be a wedding ring, I mean, an engagement ring coming, um, or I'm out." And I was just like, in my mind, I'm looking like, I respect that you standing on business like that. That's what you want. That's your desire. I can respect that, but you don't got a realistic expectation. Like, has that worked in all your 42 years of life? Has that worked for you? Because you ain't obviously you ain't married now. So has that way of thinking um been positive? What has that resulted in? And again, I can respect anything, whatever it is. I'm because that's your beliefs and that's what you want. And always stand on business, what you want and believe. Because I am too. But I just think a lot of people have unrealistic expectations. They're not, because and especially when it comes to like the financial parts, I've dated women with money, and that never even comes up. Like it's never like, they're never like, oh, I need like anything is more so. It's kind of like how okay, anything you do for me is extra. If I get they hair or nails, not like it's not it's extra. They're thankful, but it's not like they're not looking or waiting for me to do it. You know what I mean? And yeah, I need a fully functioning grown woman. I'm tired of people coming into my life where you meet them and it's just like it just I don't know. Like, and nobody's perfect because I ain't. We all got problems. We all working on things. We're all in the struggle. We're all trying to like make it. But I think a lot of people lack common sense. A lot of people are stuck in this just like this weird way of thinking, this weird mindset of this traditional stuff. And I think traditional is dead. I think it's a decent idea, but I just do not. I don't think it's realistic. Um, and it's not even so much the financial part of it, but the reason that it worked in the 30s is because um women didn't have the ability to go out and work or have the same freedoms that men have. Now we're more like it's like everyone wanted like equal rights as far as like working and voting and all that stuff. But then it's like but the financial burden never shifted. That still remains on the man. And like that's cool, but in some situations it may not be cool. I don't care if I make $10 million a year. Do you think if I make $10 million a year that I want to deal with a woman that makes $40,000 a year? You know what I'm saying? And it's not even about money, but it's just like you're not gonna have no control in that relationship because um I'm paying for everything, and I think a lot of people give up a lot of power in their relationships. I know people that are in relationships right now, in one way or another, whether it's the woman that's the breadwinner or the man. Like they're like I don't want to say walk on the eggshells, but they move accordingly because they don't want to be out on the street, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. Um, oh, to Jordan's first day. So today was Jordan's first day. I'm at the new school. Ironically, Jordan. So I enrolled her in the school that I went to when I was in elementary school, and ironically, she's now in the same kindergarten classroom that I was in, like the same one. So that's cool as shit. I was telling her, I was like, Jordan, yeah, your dad was here, all those years, like 30 years ago. But yeah, I was here. This is my class. Not the same teacher, obviously. She's gone. She's retired. But it was crazy. So Jordan, I don't know. Jordan has done this every time. Like first day of pre-K, the first day of kindergarten, and now first day at the new school. Like I walk up and she just runs off. She just runs into the classroom. Like no hug, no kiss, no nothing. Like she don't know who I am. Like she done known these people all her life. Um, and I will say, like, I'm thankful because she's not like sheltered. I'm thankful that Jordan is friendly. She like as long as she knows like it's okay to be here, like she's good. She sees kids. She sees and also we went to go meet the teacher on Friday. So like we went up there. The teacher she like blocked off like 30 minutes to come for Jordan to come up there and like meet him and talk and just introduce herself. So and I wanted to do that like just for like a safer landing for Jordan. Um, but yeah, so she had a good day. She got out of school. I went to pick her up. She was excited. I love it, Dad. Like it's the best. If you know Jordan, she always says this is the best something ever. So she's like, this is the best class ever. This is the best school ever. Like that's her thing. That's all she's been saying all day. So, um, knock on wood. Hopefully, we're good. Hopefully we could just be here until honestly until we move. There is a school that I did apply to that is better than this one, but I don't really want to keep moving my kid. I really don't. So if she settles in here, they got a trip next week. Like she's definitely gonna be here the rest of the year. But I don't really have any intention on moving her. I think that's rough on a kid to keep moving her, and she's got to like reacquaint herself. The only reason that I feel like this worked because she was over the other school too. She really was, and yeah, I'm also thankful for my village, man. I got for one, I gotta say, I got like an incredible group of friends. My sister, like everyone that be helping out, with Jordan pickups and stuff, and offering to drop her off if I gotta work. Um, like even now, like I had one of my friends, Crystal. She actually used to watch Jordan. She hit me up today, like. She's like, hey, are you picking her up today? I'm like, yeah. She's like, any day you need to pick up, let me know. She's like, I just can't do it Tuesdays because she actually works at the school, but she has like an after school program she does, I think on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But it's just the fact that like she took it upon herself to reach out, like, hey, I know she's here now. She actually went to go visit Jordan in the classroom today. Um, even the sitter, like her son, he told me he was like, hey, just let me know, I'll pick her. Like you know what I mean? Like there's so many people that's willing to help. And it's crazy because Jordan's drop all list has like 8 people on it. Um, but like it just speaks to me having I'm just surrounded by like some really wonderful people, and like I'm forever thankful for that because I mean, if you're a parent, you know, like working and trying to like, you know, maneuver stuff around for your children and take them to school, picking them up, get to work. You know, what I mean, like doing all these things that we're trying to do as parents, is really fucking rough. It just really is. Uh, it ain't even the financials. It's just like being able to balance everything and do everything. Um, and especially when you're not, I don't work a traditional job where I work a 9 to 5. Like I'm typically working in the evenings and afternoons. So and she's getting out while I'm probably just now going on lunch. You know what I mean? So again, I'm just thankful. Like everyone is willing to help out, pickups and stuff, and it's, you know what I mean. The one thing I will say about that school is like it feels like a school. Like you walk, it feels like a school. Lab charter felt like a fucking building. Um, that and like I don't even think they had like a. It is. I don't like. I don't even remember them having an auditorium. Like it just felt like it was just a building. Like they didn't. You know how you got like a main office? They didn't even. They don't even have that. Like you walk in and it's just a window to somebody. It's yeah. Um, I can't. I got an email. I got to send them. I'm gonna light their asses up. I can't wait. Um, but yeah, and it's also it's good because I like I said I have friends that work there, and um there's kids there that Jordan recognizes. Like she actually my nephew Chase, he's there. So like that it's just, I just think it's gonna be a better environment for in long term. Like honestly and overall, like for real, out of all of this stuff that I went through the kids, like now I feel so relieved. Like I feel so relaxed. Like I can just you know what I mean? Like there's been like a weight lifted off my back because I mean if you know me, you know how overly protective I am of my girls and I don't play about my kids. So like I would just it was just so much stuff happened. Like there were situations where they would call like they would drop they got out of school every day at 3 o'clock. They would drop a message on the Dojo app at like 3:50, 2:53. Like there's no after school club today and there's no aftercare today. 7 minutes before school gets the fuck out. And then they would call you at like 3:05, like, Mr. Harrison, where are you? And I'd be like, motherfucker, I work at the fucking airport. Like, I can't, like, when you sent the message, I was on a flight. Not only, even if I was in my car when you sent the message, it takes me an hour to get from the airport to the school in traffic. Like how fucking stupid and ignorant can you be? And then you would get there, and then like the teacher would be mad, or whoever the kids would, they would be mad, like because they had to stay there. Yeah, you motherfuckers didn't know that there wasn't gonna be no after school program today, this morning, last night, yesterday, over the weekend, and like it was happening a lot. Like it would happen a lot. I remember Jordan got pink eye at school. Like went to school, she was fine, and then she just woke. Like they said so that was something else. So I was worried about like the cleanliness because again, like I clean Jordan really well. I wipe her eyes out, like I'm on it. So that morning she was fine. I get a call at like I think they called me again. It was like 2:30, 2:37. I got the paper. I remember 2:37. They called me. Hey, Mr. Hairston. Jordan has pink eye. Can you come get her? School gets out at 3 o'clock. I'm at work, but someone's picking her up today. What do you think they come get her now? No, they were picking her up at 4 something. Oh, we can't have her around other kids. You can't have her around other kids for 23 more minutes. She's fucking been there all day. Not only that, who was my daughter laying on that she got pink eye? And I know it happens amongst kids, but I'm assuming that they took a nap or something. I forgot what it was. I think she took a nap, and then like Jordan said, she got up and her eyes started itching, and it's just I'm pretty sure another kid had it, or you know what I mean, something along those lines, or she just got like whatever. Pink eye is weird like that, but again, I didn't even care about the pink eye, because you can fix that. We can go get drops and all that. It was just the way that they would call and be like, "Hey, can you come get her in 3 minutes?" And it'd be like, "Bitch, um, that's all I got for y'all today, man. I'm gonna plug my guy P. He's got so if you are watching, obviously if you're watching on YouTube, you can see this cool ass shirt I got on. The one I got on is green. So P launched his clothing line, the Cool Dads Club. This one says Cool Dad. It says just that on the shirt. You can get his merch at thecooldads.club. That's TheCoolDads.club. That is the link for the site, but that's also his IG handle for the page. And I mean, the quote he got on his page is whether you're a seasoned dad or a new father to be, the Cool Dads Club is here to inspire and unite us all. Um, And I mean, it's great material. I like the shirt. I got a couple of them. Great material. Um, yeah, support my guy, man. He's also he's a great dad, a great person, a great friend. He's actually a listener to the show. I had P participated in the Father's Day episode. If you didn't watch it, go back and watch it. But yeah, do I got a message for the day? I don't think I got a message for the day, man. I don't know. Stand on business. Stand on your beliefs. Whatever you believe in, be firm on it, and you don't be letting people spin the block. Um, Also, to all my Muslim friends and relatives, have a great Ramadan. Um, and yeah, that's all I got for y'all today. So until next week. Um, damn, I don't even know what I'll be saying. Until next time, until next week. Peace.